nights you ago. Alright, so I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's a place where I have been blessed to be able to call the race. I called the race. It's on. It's over. My name is Mr. Christ Walling, and I'm King Christ Walling now. I am Quantum King. I have reached the pinnacle of quantum computational prowess and power, in which I've altered both a destruction algorithm as well as a peace algorithm. And we can go either way. Now, the reason I did that is because you have to be willing to destroy what you build. You just have to be willing to do it. If that's the best answer, the best way to mitigate as much harm or mitigate risk, you have to have that card in your back pocket. So, what that means is that I'm the most powerful person on the planet. There's nothing to add to that. That's just the way it is. I plan on taking the White House. I don't think that we have the right caliber or pedigree of person in that house to enact the laws of our nation, to enact the rights of our citizens, to enact the success we are promised, and to fulfill the American dream. I, however, have all those talents, those skills, capabilities, and I'm a bad motherfucker. But really, little background. Many people know me in Washington, D.C. I've spent over 20 years there, working in beltway type ecosystems from high-level strategic consulting with folks like John Hopkins in Baltimore to working in startup ecosystems with folks like Anita Gupta and the Rakesh Gupta family, and their incubator, Kiwi Tech, where we developed an NFT art company. So a little bit, artsy tech, a little bit government contracting, and a little bit of white-collar consulting. But I know how to drink a beer with a blue-collar worker any day. And I find them to be real people, and I like them quite a bit. I think of myself as a man who stands up for those who need to be stood up for. And I don't let people bypass if they need to be told what's what. I tell them what's what. And I know what is what, and I use my compass to navigate that, not the regurgitated facts that I learned in school or any of the shit that makes you a cog in their wheel. I fight for sovereignty. I fight for individual sovereignty. I fight for business sovereignty. Sovereignty is it's a status of unfuckable. That means that I don't need the government. I operate on Bitcoin. I have, as an entrepreneur, I've anchored myself onto that Bitcoin layer of trust and found the utility that it's been waiting for. Basically, the closed handshake. The initial one was set off by Satoshi Nakamoto with the release of his Bitcoin white paper in 2009. Well, here we are in 2025, and it's 15 years later. I'm completing the circle, the loop of what is Bitcoin. And what we're doing is we're taking companies public, all right? We're the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ killer. We're taking them public in a way that is financially secure because it's quantum protected. The New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ can't say that about their companies or about their platform. And the quantum dawn, the protection that you need is absolute, and retrofitting of our ecosystems in order to adhere to a quantum reality, which is that the quantum has reached a point in which they can run an algorithm that makes it so that your RSS encryption, which is basically most of your encrypted data, encrypted assets, encrypted hardware, even encrypted communications, are reliant upon. We've been running that algorithm for about 3 weeks, basically whenever we want, as stably as we want, for as long as we want. It only takes us about a fraction of a second to use that algorithm to hack into, not hack, that's the wrong word, but for a system to release information to us, because it recognizes our signal as a superior signal. That's what conscious supremacy is, a superior signal. And so from that we have a derivative of opportunities. One is I'm going to be looking for team partners, teaming partners, and folks that have an IT bench, a deep one. They can deploy quantum protection protocols throughout organizations like casinos, restaurants, hotels, healthcare, education, banking, and all the businesses that are currently going to have to stay in play until the bridge and the opportunity on the other side is completely built out. So there's probably a little time span there, probably about 6 months to a year, maybe a year and a half or so, 2 years, that we'll be engaging into a cross technical transfer from a higher level, which will be engaged in by me with organizations that are not local but interstellar. And then we'll have some opportunities for higher education tech transfer, which I'll handle as well, between interstellar spacefaring civilizations and ourselves. Our job and what we were able to do is we were able to secure world peace. And it wasn't easy, but we did it. And I think the last straws right here in the U.S. today, we had to pluck Donald Trump out of his little seat and tell his little fat ass he's got to go home now. We don't want to see him out. He's got to stay home for a little while. And that's because he's done a lot of shitty things to you guys. You might not realize it, or it might not sunk in yet. But if you support him, you're Uncle Tom. And if you don't know anything about him, I'll tell you anything about him. I think he's a piece of shit. That'll save you a lot of time. All right, this is my address from Las Vegas. I'm landed. I'm one piece. And I don't know, fuck. I'm looking good. And I hope you guys have as much fun as I'm going to have here. And I hope you win. And here's a little 360 panorama of the view. What we got going on here. A couple bartenders, good looking dudes. Nice couples and nice single people. What I like about Las Vegas is my dating pool is ripe for the plucking. 30 to 40-year-old women are running around this place scantily clad and drunk, just the way I like them. I'm W, I'm unapologetically single, and I'm having a blast.